And welcome to Community Voice. Ooh, my mic was too loud. Sorry about that. Today is February 21st. It's a Friday. My guest just told me what the day is, the date, because I don't know. You could tell me it was March. I'm like, absolutely.
It's January.
Yeah, for sure. We're very, very proud to be talking about Empty Bowls, one of the premier fundraising efforts right here in the local community for many, many years now, but we're going to let the professionals talk about that history before I botch it. We are on our the WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page, so if you have any questions or comments for our awesome guests, Helen Helwig, Karen Kagiyama, Terry Zadun, did I say that right? Zadun. I knew that. I was just testing you. Terry Zadun, Laura Gail McCord, Joe Williamson, and Susan Colgate, just like the toothpaste. We have a lot of guests today. We're going to be switching some guests in and out, talking about, because that's how big of an event this is. You know, it requires a handful of folks to really cover the full scope of how important this effort is, and it has only become more and more important as the years have rolled along. So I think before we get too far into the program, let's let our listeners at home and those tuning into the live streams, let's tell them a little bit about ourselves. So let's start with Terry Zadun. Did I do that right? There we go.
So good morning, everyone. My name is Terry Zadun, and I'm the new chair for the Soup Kitchen. So it's my privilege to be here this morning and to be with this incredible group of amazing people that provide the largest fundraiser for our Soup Kitchen. And all of the money for the proceeds from this event go directly to help buy food, to support our efforts to feed for people who really need food in this community. And I'm so proud to be part of this group. Thank you so much.
Excellent. All right, let's throw it over to Karen Kagiyama.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I am the coordinator for the Empty Bowls event. And I started out as a soup person, so I've learned a lot over the years, and it's just a wonderful experience to be involved in. And I can't say enough about the amazing team we work with.
That is so cool. Awesome. Well, let's throw it over to Laura Gail McCord. We'll pick that up a little bit. There you go.
Sure. I'm the bowl wrangler, which means that I'm in charge of making sure we have hundreds of ceramic bowls or vessels that are part of the takeaway gift for every participant that comes and attends our event. So I spend the year making sure local potters and artisans create handcrafted bowls as both takeaways and for our sponsors, as a gift to our sponsors as well. So that's my main role.
Super cool. I like your glasses too. They're great. Check it out. Almost as cool as Helen's. Helen, tell us a bit about you.
My name is Helen Helwig, and I was one of the founders of the event here in this area, along with Carol Boyd. And I am a potter. I don't do quite as much as I used to, but I still do a lot of pottery, and I'm an artist, and kind of help Laura Gail run the auction, which is a big part of our event. It's a really good social event. This is our 21st year. We're hoping more and more people discover us, because it seems like every year we hear people, I never heard about this event. So anyway, come.
Excellent. 21st. This is the 21st annual. That's wild. That is really something else. Wow, that's cool. So as we mentioned earlier, this is a long-standing event, an incredibly important event. So why don't we throw it over to Karen, and anyone else feel free to jump in if need be. Karen, take us a little bit through the history, of kind of how this came together, and then, kind of let everyone know the mechanics, how this works. Sure. Because like Helen was saying, sometimes there are people, somehow, despite after 21 years, maybe they're transplants like myself who aren't aware of the full scope of this event. So if you could tell us a bit about how it came about and how it works.
Sure. Well, the original Empty Bowls was a high school class project I believe it was in Michigan in 1990. So it's been around for quite a long time. But our event started, as we said, 21 years ago, and it was really Helen's brainstorm. She came from Arizona and had done an event out there and brought the idea to us. And she and one of our friends, Carol Boyd, who was a church member where I was the pastor, came up with the idea, and we just started organizing, and we talked to the Soup Kitchen because we thought, what would be a better donation destination than the Soup Kitchen?
Yeah, that's a match made in heaven.
Yes, and they needed a dishwasher. And so it was going to be about $5,000, and we raised just around that much the first event. This past year, we had a goal, and we met our goal. We raised right at $50,000. So it's grown. And, $50,000 isn't a great deal in the big nonprofit world, but in our world, it's a huge amount because it's all done by volunteers. We just have a coordinating committee, and we start meeting over the summer and just start assigning things and planning. And we have a group of people that pretty much sign up every year to do their jobs. So it takes people to work with our restaurants who donate the soups, and we're so grateful for the restaurant community in Carrollton that is very, very generous with those donations. As Laura Gale mentioned, she works with potters and artists. We also have a silent art auction, and Laura Gale and Helen and other people who are connected to that community receive those donations. And again, those are incredibly generous people. Some of the things they donate take hours of craftsmanship, and they give them to us for free to raise money for the soup kitchen. So it's a real gift. And then it takes a lot of volunteers, and we'll talk about that a little later. But it came kind of out of the church community because that's where the soup kitchen first originated, but it has grown to be a community of all kinds of people from all walks of life. And what we love about it is it doesn't take a lot of money to attend. It's $15 a ticket, a donation toward the soup kitchen, and with that you get to choose a beautiful ceramic bowl, some lovely soup, great community. We have music, we have kids art section. We'll tell you more about that. But
that's so cool. See, this is when we were talking earlier before the show, like why I always love to have the Empty Bowls program, is that there are words that are only used in sequence when talking about this event. Soup wrangler, bowl wrangler. There are rodeo professionals somewhere like, I need to get in on this. So let's say that I attend the event, and when and where is this event?
So it's held every year at the Carroll County Agricultural Center, right off of 166, and it is this Sunday, February 23rd, from 11 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. And you can come and get your soup, and you can take some soup out if you need to. We usually have plenty. But it's just a wonderful family event. It's great. Kids love to come, and like we said, we have a kids art section. Melanie Drew, one of our local potters who works a lot with children, runs that, so kids can come and do some art with her for free. It's a fun family time, and it looks like the weather's going to be just right for soup in the mid-50s, and sunny. So should be a good day.
Wonderful. Well, let's throw it over to Terry real quick. Terry, can you? So, did you mention you were one of the soup wranglers?
I am.
So
and I'm having a fun time. We have 45 local area businesses, individuals, church groups that have contributed soup and or rolls for this event, or some kind of bread, and it's just amazing. I mean, we have everything from Thai coconut soup, all to like.
You had to start with coconut. It's my favorite.
Yeah. All the way to like different types of chowders. We have people that are doing like the traditional chicken soups, but then we have the local area restaurants. I mean, that are doing their favorites from places like Olive Garden and the Longhorn and places like this. That we are so thrilled because this community just comes out. And they, every time we turn around, it's like, people come up to us and say, can we donate? And I'm like, oh yeah. One of the nice things that we're doing too is that we're offering the opportunity for people to be able to buy quarts of soup this year that they can take home with them. So for people like me who don't really cook, this is a great opportunity to really have some amazing soup. I mean, we've got probably every type of ingredient you can imagine, from like lamb to different types of vegetables, and we keep track of whether or not they're gluten-free or whether they're dairy-free, if they're vegetarian, vegan. And just traditional. And like I said, and it's everything from chicken noodle soup all the way to the more exotic ones, which
I'm
is
trying
really
to eat
fun.
some camel bisque, I'm trying to eat something weird.
We'll have to get us a camel.
Yeah, I can imagine it now, just one walking up to the Ag Center.
We do have lobster bisque.
I'm in. Let's throw it over to Laura Gale. Laura Gale, so you are a bowl wrangler.
Sure.
So tell me a bit about that.
Well, during the year, we have different artists who focus on workshops where both skilled and not necessarily skilled or experienced folks in the community can come together and make hand build bowls, and then of course go through the whole glazing process. It's it's kind of a tedious, lengthy process, but we have committed partners in the community that have contributed to this for years and years, and so we literally end up with several hundred bowls to choose from, and these are just spread out across 6 lengthy banquet tables. And as part of your ticket process, you come in and you walk loops around these tables,
pick that bowl,
scanning for the
right
perfect bowl to add to your collection. And of course, a lot of people have come to this event for 10 or 15 years and acquired quite a collection. And some look for particular artists or potters so they can add that person to their list.
Awesome.
And then the art auction is a silent auction. So those tables are separate from the bowl tables. And these tables include local artist works that, range in value. And people can go around and bid on these items up until 2 o'clock, and then we close it at 2 o'clock. And it's a pretty exciting thing to be checking your bids, throughout the event, and all of this at the same time. David Pippin and his Music Academy students are performing throughout the process. So.
Absolutely, all soup themed songs.
Go Campbell's.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the gist of the day and how we make it happen.
Awesome. Well, let's before we take our first commercial break, let's throw it back over to Helen Hellwig. Helen, you've been a part of this for so long.
Yes.
Before we take our break, could you just speak real quick to what it's like having seen it grow into this? I mean, you were at the ground floor, here. So what's that feel like?
It's amazing. This is an amazing community. I came from Phoenix, Arizona 21 years ago, and we had a giant empty bowls there that got started by local potters, okay? Because that's kind of how it all started too. So when I came here, I was kind of looking around, we don't have an empty bowls. We need to do an empty bowls. And, almost immediately we had so many churches and people who said, this is a great idea. And it has really grown, and we have a lot of organizations like Keep Carroll Beautiful and the Artist Guild and the Arts Center. I mean, they've all become collaborators and community supporters for this event.
Awesome. I almost asked earlier if you were from Phoenix, just because I wanted to, went from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA. All right, we got to take our first commercial break, but when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with the Carroll County Soup Kitchen / the Empty Bowls event as we chat upcoming about some of the artists that will be participating as well as volunteers. So stay with us. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
The World Language Scholar Journey at Oak Mountain Academy is designed to provide students with a clearly defined, curriculum-based track to acquire essential knowledge and skills for success in biliteracy fields of study. The successful completion of this journey provides colleges with a method to recognize a rigorous foreign language immersion experience for all students at Oak Mountain Academy. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us on the mountain. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
Consider the Mobius strip. Take a strip of paper, twist it, connect the ends. This connection forms a continuous loop. Seamless, infinite. That's how your healthcare should be too. At Tanner Health, the Mobius is our symbol and our promise, representing our continuum of care and our commitment that the services you need will be here for you always. We're not just changing healthcare, we're redefining it. See more at tanner.org.
And we're back to Community Voice. Today is Friday, February 21st. If you're just tuning in, be sure to check out the live stream of this morning's program with the Carroll County Soup Kitchen and the Empty Bowls team as we chat about this Sunday's Empty Bowls event. It's going to be at the Ag Center this Sunday from 11 to 2:30. I think 2:30. Excellent. And so now you have no excuse. You have plenty of time to prepare your stomach. Don't eat anything. Get ready for the soup because you're going to want to have as many bowls as possible. So definitely check out the live stream. If you have any questions, comments, kudos for our guests, please feel free to throw them in in the time that we have left. So we did a little switcheroo. If you're on the live stream, you see that we switched out a few seats. Joe Williamson and Susan Colgate, like the toothpaste, have come in the studio to chat with us now. So let's talk a bit about the Soup Kitchen. And what this event means to the Soup Kitchen.
Well, the Soup Kitchen is now celebrating its 45th year of operation, and you know we're an organization that is open like 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and we're preparing hot meals for our guests. And those hot meals are basically unique to a different food bank, where it's such that it's like a meat and three type event where you get drinks and desserts, and sometimes we give out extra foods. But as basically our mission is to address and fight food insecurity in Carroll County. And in order to do that, we can't do it all, but we can do what we can. So we do this 3 days a week with a hot meal, extra foods. We also deliver groceries, large paper brown pack sacks of groceries to residents that typically can't make it to the Soup Kitchen. We do that twice a year. And so it's something that we're trying to give back to the community. We're trying to address a real need that exists out there. And, you know, today with inflationary factors that everybody has to deal with, sometimes food at a family that doesn't have a lot of resources, food kind of gets shoved down to the bottom of the list. And so we try to fill that gap best we can. So we've got a dedicated group of volunteers. I'd say our core volunteers are about 85 people that come on a regular basis. We have regular crews that come in and prepare meals on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and then we have all kinds of board members and other support people that contribute to it. We don't charge anything for anybody that wants something to eat. So we have basically zero revenues. So we are very dependent upon fundraisers like Empty Bowls and other ones that we have during the year, plus the donations we receive from individuals, churches, civic clubs, local businesses, and foundations. So and it's 100% volunteer organization, so people can feel good about if I give $1 or if I give $100, that's going to go directly toward feeding somebody.
That's such a big deal, you know, getting to have that assurance. Because, I mean, you know, we've all experienced some of you see these national nonprofits and charities, and you give $1, 6 cents makes it to the organization or to the ground, you know, like where people are being assisted. That's right. So, I mean, that's very refreshing. It's also very inspiring because, I mean, how long have you been working with the organization? You've been with them quite a long time.
I retired from Southwire in 2015, and 2 months after that day I walked into the Soup Kitchen. So it's been 10 years now.
He had 2 days of retirement. He's like, this is for the birds. I'm going to go to the Soup Kitchen. So it really speaks a lot to the importance of an event like this.
Yes.
Right, to keep those wheels turning and to keep serving, you know, and underprivileged individuals all throughout the local community.
That's correct. Yeah.
I mean, in the past, once Toby Powers Farmers Insurance, I remember that they had a partnership with you, and I remember coming out with, he was dropping off some goods. It was like in partnership with a football feature. And while I was there, one of your team gave me a peanut butter sandwich. And I was like, this is the best peanut butter sandwich I've ever had. You know why? Because it's made with love. That's why, because it's made with love.
And it was also blended with apple jelly and peanut butter blended together.
I got him. I knew I was going to get that recipe. I've been trying to get it out of him for 15 years. Thank you. Awesome. All right, perfect. Blend it with that. Awesome. So know that this is going to an incredible cause. I mean, this is an opportunity to serve those in our local community, those who have been through hardships, those who are struggling, and to support the work of some great people. great people that volunteer 100%. And that is truly something amazing. Let's throw it over to Susan Colgate. Susan, speak a bit about your role in all this.
Well, I started attending Empty Bowls as just a member of the public, and I always loved going. It's so much fun, and there's such a great community feeling there, and you always walk in the door and see probably 25 or 50 people that you know. So it's a lot of fun, and I don't remember how many years I've been serving as the volunteer coordinator. Maybe this is my 5th year. Wow. Something like that. And so I'm a volunteer wrangler, to keep upon a theme.
Soup wrangler, bowl wrangler, volunteer wrangler. But I imagine the volunteers fight back a little more so than the bowls and soup.
Well, sometimes it might seem that way. When I started doing this, because I liked Empty Bowls so well myself, when I started doing this, I had the idea that I should do 2 shifts. So people who volunteer for the first shift can stay for the second and enjoy it, sit there and have a bowl of soup and, commune with their friends, and vice versa for those who come in the second shift. So what that means is that I have to find 100 volunteers for a 2.5-hour event, and that's a lot of volunteers.
For sure.
And so our community is so terrific. I normally get very anxious about this time, but it always turns out to be okay. Our people show up, and I still have a couple empty spots. And so if anybody's listening to this and would like to volunteer, you can go to the Carroll County Soup Kitchen webpage, which is www.carrollcountysoupkitchen.org. Mm-hmm. And at that point, you can find on the homepage a link to my registration form. So we have an online registration, and everybody leaves their email address, and so therefore when I have announcements for all volunteers, I send everybody an email, and that has worked pretty well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And can I just say thank you for having a pretty straightforward website, carrollcountysoupkitchen.org. I'm telling you, sometimes folks hit us with it's give.love//3456. Like, thank you for having a straightforward. So if you would like to volunteer at this event, you can go to the carrollcountysoupkitchen.org. You can go to the tab and put your email in and register as an event, and then you can consider yourself wrangled. The volunteer wrangler is going to get a hold of you.
And the most appreciated wrangled person.
Absolutely. Yes. No doubt about it. So, and you say you've been doing this now for 5 years?
I think so, 4 or 5 or 6, something like that. That's right. And so the really great thing is our volunteers don't have to pay to get in. And of course, they may if they want to, but they don't need to. And they also get a bowl of soup. And so it's a wonderful time for them to experience both aspects of Empty Bowls.
That's tremendous.
As a participant and as a volunteer.
Well, I mean, it was awesome to get to really hit that point, and of course to get to talk with Joe about the the significance of what the soup kitchen pulls off. Looks like we only have about 6 minutes left in the program, so we're going to go ahead and take our last commercial break. But when we come back, we'll wrap up our conversation with the Carroll County Soup Kitchen and Empty Bowls team as we chat more about the 21st annual Empty Bowls event coming up this Sunday, February 23rd at the Carroll County Ag Center from 11 until 2:30 p.m. Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health System and Oak Mountain Academy.
The Entrepreneur Scholar Journey at Oak Mountain Academy is designed to provide students with a clearly defined curriculum-based track to acquire essential knowledge and skills for success in business and leadership. Critical areas include identifying entrepreneurial characteristics, selecting a value position, and business model development. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us on the mountain. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us. Discover your journey at OMA. Prepare, explore, and achieve.
Consider the Mobius strip. Take a strip of paper, twist it, connect the ends. This connection forms a continuous loop. Seamless, infinite. That's how your healthcare should be too. At Tanner Health, the Mobius is our symbol and our promise, representing our continuum of care and our commitment that the services you need will be here for you always. We're not just changing healthcare, we're redefining it. See more at tanner.org.
And we're back to Community Voice. Today is Friday, February 21st. We're here talking about empty bowls and the premier fundraiser for the Carroll County Soup Kitchen now for 21 years. This is the 21st annual Empty Bowls event. Just a reminder, it's coming up this Sunday, February 23rd at the Ag Center from 11 to 2:30. In the 4.5 minutes we have left, I would love to get some stats from Joe Williamson, representing the Carroll County Soup Kitchen for quite some time now. Let listeners at home know about some of the data you've collected.
Yeah. So when people are donating to the soup kitchen, they sometimes like to know what difference are we making in the community. So I don't get it messed up. I wrote it down so that it's exact. But this is kind of what we did in 2024. We served 29,251 hot meals to individuals during the year. We delivered 7,663 of those large paper sacks of groceries to basically shut-in residents, and that was about 72,000 pounds of food product that went out. And one thing we don't talk a whole lot about is we also are responsible for distributing a large amount of bread, desserts, and pastries from Bimbo Bakeries. And we have an exclusive agreement with them. We take that bread from their distribution center. This is bread that's returned from the stores to this warehouse, and then we share that with about 20 other food bank ministries in western Georgia and eastern Alabama. And last year we handled 276,000 pounds of bread product that would have otherwise been discarded.
See, we got to get this going with all these companies. This is incredible. That's so amazing.
Yeah.
And to think about all the companies that just toss the older stuff.
That's right. So anyhow, so while you're on the website signing up to be a volunteer, you can also use that website to make a donation. And you can become a official sponsor by minimum $100 donation. We'll put you on the sponsor list. You get to come into the event. There's a special table that is set up with some really, really nice bowls that sponsors get to choose from.
Oh, I love that.
So you still have time to do that, okay? And we'd love to have as many people to be sponsors as we can.
Excellent. Get the VIP treatment. If you give that donation, you'll end up, that's a great incentive to support an amazing cause and have VIP access to that table with the cool bowls. All the bowls are cool, though, so that's the best part. They're also amazing. Helen, Karen, take us out. We only have a couple of minutes left.
Okay, I just wanted to kind of add one more thing. The original Empty Bowls and the effort through the years, and there's a lot of communities that do fundraising for food organizations, is an education component. So part of this whole event is that we do a simple meal, 500 calories, about soup and bread, water, so that try to get people to understand a lot of people around the world subsist on 500 calories a day, so this is an education event too, and the soup kitchen often has information there about that, and we'll take it out.
Well, and we just want to say we are looking forward to a great event. And again, you can still pick up a ticket ahead of time at Feathers and Twigs, at Sweet Peas and the Arts Center. But you can also just come and pay at the door and come in and again get a beautiful ceramic bowl, a wonderful bowl of soup. Great community, music, art, and if you want to volunteer, please go to the website and sign up. But we're extremely grateful to the Carrollton community for all the ways that you support our neighbors who are hungry.
Excellent. It's a $15 ticket, correct?
$15.
$15 tickets. It's coming up. The Empty Bowls event this Sunday, February 23rd, from 11 to 2:30 at the Carroll County Ag Center, right next door to us. Thank you so much for everyone for coming in today, and for everyone who's tuning in at home, we'll see you next week.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLB.